to Ryan. We've got storms. It's a little crazy. And while he's out there, maybe he can fix my windshield wipers for the monsoon season. Can you ask him?
Yeah, sure. Bring your car up front. We're in the front. Hey, you know, it's very important, as Andy's talking about with the weather here and the storms that we experience in the summer, the monsoons here, that you have your car prepared in case something happens. And Frank Leutz is joining me with narpro.com. Let's talk about some of the basic things to prepare for. Let's start with windshield wipers.
Windshield wipers.
That's pretty much something that everybody can
The rubber
really
on
do.
your vehicle is so crucial. What we see amongst the NARPRO shops, look at all that rubber. You know, over the course of the
look at this
dry
breaking
heat.
apart.
Let's not wait till the rains come on. Replace
How
those
long do
wiper
wipers
blades.
last, the rubber on the wipers?
You know, once or twice
6
a
months?
year.
Really?
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
every oil change, the key is to get it checked. The other thing, too, is make sure the wiper arm works, right? So you want to make sure the wiper is sweeping properly on the windshield. There's no mechanical function issues with those. Tires. Rubber on the vehicle, very important. I brought some sneakers. Look at the tread on that nice sneaker. Look at the worn out tread on that. Same principle with your tire. Look at the tread, how it wears. These are wear bars. That tells the consumer,
you can feel
hey,
that at home.
Absolutely. Something really simple. If we take an angle here, look at this tire. See the nice tread? Okay. But if you see the tire wear bars, get those replaced.
Right here. See now, when I run my finger across, you can feel that it's flush compared to the groove here. And these have the wear bars too. These are right here.
do.
I don't know if you guys can see that at home. They're real small, but
Deafness to that.
But here's the problem. You get a tire that's, the tread is worn like this, and then you come across a storm with oil or gasoline, something like that on the
Take a look at
ground.
here. We're driving throughout the day, then it starts raining. There's oil residue all over the asphalt.
What happens when water
And that-
mixes with that?
Well, you know what? You're going to have this tire slide right through there. So the more bald or worn this tread is, you've got no traction. So that's key. The other thing is brakes. Brake pads.
Brake pads.
Get the
Check
brakes
them early,
checked.
right?
Early, right? You should be checking your brakes twice a year. The great shops on narpro.com throughout the valley, they're certified. They're going to check the brakes, and that's important. Look at this oxidized rotor. That's from some severe moisture. You don't want to get to that point if your vehicle's sitting for a while and you go on vacation, come back, and it's sitting in a flood.
What's
that
the
can cause
repair
problems.
cost once you get to the rotor compared to just brake pads?
I tell you what, and that's the key. If we can resurface rotors, of course, they're going to check the thickness. It's a lot less expensive, usually under $250, $150 to $250. If you have to start replacing rotors, that's getting real expensive. Lights, can we talk lights? Safety, very important. This is a light lens here. Your rear tail lights, your headlights. Make sure you've got no water intrusion.
That can happen, huh?
Look at that, see?
Well, here's another thing that I like to talk about is, you know, we know about the stupid motorist law. You get caught in a wash, they come rescue, you have to pay for that. Now,
That's right.
what happens when you get your car back, finally, once that wash finally subsides and you get it?
Well, I'll tell you
What
what,
are the damages are we looking at?
We can see a ton of type of damages. But one thing we do check in the back of the trunk, you know, if we go back to the big monsoons that we had over the years, vehicles that sat for a while, you're going to get a lot of water in the trunk. Worst case scenario, you can suck water into the engine where air only should be going. If you go through a wash, you can lock up your motor. So narpro.com, you've got great local automotive repair facilities. They can check your vehicle, make sure all the rubber's squared away, make sure everything is good to go beforehand.
And then what are we talking about with the,
Well, here we go.
A couple of alternators?
You know, we're talking about the plastic lining throughout the vehicle, right? This is a tire well. If this plastic is gone, we're going to expose all the belts and these key electrical components. Now look at this alternator. See how oxidized and water saturated that is compared to this one. Now, of course, this one is dirty, but look at the red from that oxidation. So the key is make sure all the plastic underneath the vehicle is in place.
So
and
you're
is
talking about just water
protecting.
splattering up
Water
on the
splash
things, huh?
underneath, absolutely, absolutely. So we want to make sure that's squared away. One more thing I'd like to point out.
Sure.
Look, you're at work. You're parked under a tree, and we've had some heavy monsoons. You get all this debris.
Sure,
It
yeah.
sits over here. Well, these are the fresh air intake ducts for your AC. Essentially, over time, if we don't clean this area after a monsoon, these are some vents inside your vehicle. And what'll happen is these vents, as they open up to funnel that air through, we're going to get this contaminant right through there.
It all goes through there.
Absolutely, and that wreaks havoc.
And then now that just gets collected and caught up inside your system, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's really key to make sure that this area is free and clear. All the debris is not in place there. So
Frank, some wonderful tips here. Appreciate it. narpro.com. I'm sure you got all these tips on the website as well.
Absolutely.
A
Visit
lot of
the
them very
website.
simple. And again, as we always talk about this, you catch these things early, and it won't be as expensive when it comes time to bringing the vehicle into the shop.
absolutely,
Huh?
absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Frank.